I got him. Now, Tank, now.
Welcome to your doom.
Sometimes may be good, sometimes may be shit.
Yeah. No, let me ask you this. Where, if you're so good at it, where was the Declaration of Independence signed?
Philadelphia.
I know. On the bottom.
I hate you guys.
Get wrecked, noob.
It was on the bottom.
It was signed at the bottom.
Welcome to Non-Essentials Podcast.
Yeah.
This is, what was it, episode 93?
Yeah.
And we have the return of Renee.
Yeah.
I'm back.
I love how we torture her for being too smart.
Yeah.
It's just like, ha, you knew the answer.
Yeah, you thought you were going to grow up out of being teased for being a nerd?
Yeah. It's true. It's very true.
This is a coffee-filled, fueled episode.
Exactly. But in fact, actually, I love coffee so much, I don't just drink it, I also wear it. You notice?
Yeah, he jizzed on his pants a
Just
little.
on my pants. That's, you know what, if I could jizz coffee, I'd never leave my house.
Fucking nickname be Starbucks.
Yeah, Starbucks.
Yeah. Thanks a latte.
Yeah. Ayo.
My name's Jake a latte, bless you.
Yeah.
I'm Renee Monster, right?
Oh, I'm Adam Irish Cream Riley. Then I guess.
There you go.
Actually, did you see that Russia, like all the? Because you remember how? I mean, you're just kind of accidentally teaming me off here, but do you remember that like all the McDonald's shut down in Russia, so they became like the like.
Because of the
because of the war, but they're like
Sure.
Tastes good or something.
tasty, and that's it or something, right?
That's not a bad slogan.
But then now I saw that like if you want to see what's really funny is the Starbucks now is called the Star, I think, coffee, and then their emblem, if you squinted, looks just like the regular Starbucks logo. I thought that was kind of funny. They're like just kind of skirting the edge. I think it's like 11 things different or something like that you have to do to get around a trademark, right?
And
So they're just ripping.
yeah,
Yeah,
based
100%.
Okay,
It's like from Coming to America.
Oh yeah.
Oh, what was that?
They got the golden arches. We got the golden arcs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they got the Big Mac. We got the
McDowell's,
Big Mick.
McDowell's. Yeah.
Yeah,
Big
McDowell's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a bunch of random facts here that I
let's
wanted to
hear it.
cycle through. This one, I checked. Did you know the cockroach milk?
Oh my God, I had that too.
What?
Hold on, look.
Yeah.
Look at this.
I guess cockroaches have milk,
Yeah.
and that milk is up to 3 times more nutritious than cow's milk, buffalo milk, and human breast milk.
Dude, yeah, this is like bad news for Big Dairy.
Yeah.
No, that's okay.
This is good news for Snowpiercer. They got that right.
All
Where
the-
they were making cockroach
little
milk bars.
little Geppetto, the cockroaches'
You
nipples.
can milk anything with nipples.
Yeah, hard to milk a cockroach though.
Yeah, you're gonna
Yeah,
need really
not-
tiny.
Especially if you mix it up with a prostate.
All right.
Milking a prostate? No, all right, whatever.
Where is this milk stored?
That's what they have eggs. Did chicken have milk? I have a lot of questions. They got breasts?
Chickens don't have milk?
No, that's what I mean.
What are you talking about? Actually, since you said the chicken thing, I got to at least say this. Did you know, and I thought this was pretty interesting, that Thailand used to have a prison called the Kuki Kai prison, which is meaning the chicken poop prison.
You know,
And you
I
can
did know
legit.
this.
You can actually
Yeah.
see a picture of this. So prisoners were held on the ground floor, right? And then the floor above them, like the ceiling was like a grate, and you could see through to the ceiling above, which was nothing. It was separated by, there was chickens.
Whoa, the chickens were above them?
Yeah, it's like a tilapia farm. You know? They have
Oh,
So
yuck.
basically,
It
at
sounds
any
like it's
moment,
manufacturing disease.
Yeah, that's
what
what-
it's
yeah.
I think it
like.
was just like ultimate punishment, you know. But like seriously, they would just sit there and get shit on by and you can actually see pictures of this.
I would just use the small prisoners for umbrellas.
Yeah,
Get up there, Tim.
sounds more like
Tiny Tim.
Yeah.
Speaking of chickens, don't be a chicken and not sign up for our Patreon.
Yeah. Oh,
Oh, I
At
see
the
what
Non
you
Essentials
did there.
Podcast. And thank you for the people who are currently Patreon members that help us keep rolling out new podcasts.
yeah. We're and I mean honestly, like because of your help, we're able to start uploading these great videos to
Yeah.
YouTube, and because of Jake's
Yeah,
editing.
speaking of which, head over to see us.
Yeah, if you want
wave
to
at the
see this
camera here.
nightmare.
On the YouTube.
They're like, oh, this is what losers do with their time. This
on
is a
the
high
YouTube?
def version. The YouTube?
On
Yeah,
the YouTube?
On the YouTube.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm obsessed with YouTube personally.
Well, I'm obsessed with the Pornhub.
Yeah.
You don't hear me calling it the Pornhub.
Yeah, I think addicted is the more appropriate term.
Yeah. Actually, can we take a break?
I'm just like,
I need a couple seconds. No.
I saw another little quick fact here. Just do you know Pablo? Everybody knows Pablo Picasso.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, everybody knows his melting clocks and his long-legged elephants.
Yeah,
That's Salvador Dali.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Picasso's the Cubism guy.
Oh my
Yeah.
God!
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, the floating eyes.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
the crooked nose.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
the guitar. But-
Actually, I always thought it was really funny when they had him on like a guessing game where the person had to guess who the famous person was.
oh yeah,
And do you remember? Did you see this where Picasso?
seems familiar.
Yeah, he's like, they're like, "Are you a movie star?" He's like, or whatever. They're like, and they're like, whatever was basically Picasso's like, "Yeah, I'm all that."
Yeah,
Like-
no, he
Yeah.
was I guess a notorious asshole. Like,
Yeah.
and I think I figured out why. So Pablo Picasso,
I'm really
it's
bummed
his
that
name,
I said the wrong.
but it's not
artist.
his real name. So are you ready for his
Yeah,
real
what's
name?
his real name?
His real name is Pablo Diego Jose Francisco de Paula Juan
I'm sorry, but that's just a guess.
Nipo Mucian Maria de los Remedios
That sounds like a
Caprio de la Santima Trinidad Ruiz y Picasso. That's his whole fucking name.
That's honestly just the guest list to a quinceañera.
That's yeah right.
Yeah, I guess now you know why he's got such a complex. Well, that's
Dude,
why he's.
every form
I
you have
bet
to
you
fill
one
out-
of those names is a movie star.
Right?
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but like, yeah, they're like every single thing. You'd be like,
You can be. He's got 15
me.
names. He could be anything
I
he
mean,
wants.
I know this sounds stupid, but do you think there's something to like, if he was writing that whole name when he was young, having to remember your whole name, would that make you better with a pencil? I don't know. Like in a weird,
No.
like if I was two or three and I had 15 words which equal me, I don't know. Would that make it more complex than mine instead of like just ugh?
No, I don't think so. I bet
No.
you he probably doesn't even know all of his names.
That's probably true.
Yeah.
But I thought that was interesting.
It is. It is interesting. Although it's interesting too that the first is Pablo because usually it's like the priest gives you the first name and then your
First
family.
few things.
the two family.
Yeah, and then you
two
get your family
yeah.
names and they usually go by the family name.
And I
But
just realized I'm still thinking of
Dali?
Dali with
Yeah.
that questionnaire thing.
Yeah, that was Hitler's buddy, I guess, too.
Was
oh
it?
really?
Or I think maybe Hitler was obsessed with him. Dali was not. But
Yeah,
you know, Hitler was a wannabe artist.
Yeah. Okay.
So-
fair enough.
I'm sure he's like, look, you can just build a world. It's just, I'm gonna try this.
Yeah. No, I didn't know that. That Salvador is probably like, I don't know that guy. Never heard of him.
Yeah, he's real unpopular guy at that time.
I literally think that all the time. Like, there's terrorists, but they're like secretly like Dr. Dre or something, but they can't tell.
Explain.
Okay, so like imagine any terrorist, like well-known terrorist, like
Like Osama bin Laden.
yeah, Osama
Okay.
bin Laden. Okay, which Osama bin Laden did like a lot of Western things.
Like you think he was like they forgot about Dre?
yeah,
I
he's
think what
like
you're thinking of is like the beginning of Office Space when the
Yeah.
unseemingly guy sitting there rapping along to like gangster rap.
yeah,
Sure.
and then when the guy comes to wash his windshield, he like turns
Yeah.
the music way down.
Never mind, I don't like it.
But I always imagine like they just love rap music and like.
Oh, you're saying that they secretly love America?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
you're saying the Islamic terrorists are closeted fans of America.
Yeah, but
so
they
have
can't.
to kill, like when they would try to pray away the gay. But this
Yeah.
is them trying to pray away the freedom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because
I
I,
mean,
think we all have vices, and I think maybe that's theirs.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
like when they like to get stoned with their friends, it wasn't the same kind.
Ah, I see what you did there.
That's a murder.
They both don't respect
Yeah.
hoes, that's for sure.
No, yeah.
I thought of you guys when I was on vacation because this lake
The
was
ho-
called
the
it was
hose
called
made you-
Fanny Ho.
Haha.
All right.
I
right?
thought you were going to say when you took a shit in the field.
Oh no.
Like you said you were going to talk about it.
Yeah,
and then
there
don't
you go,
talk about it.
listeners.
Yeah, that was my first time, and I was really nervous.
She
but-
got-
It's God's bathroom, man.
She went Tuesdays outside for the first time ever.
yeah, I dug the hole first, which was really hard because it was a beach with agate rocks, or whatever. So it's really hard.
The poop or the digging?
The digging in those heavy rocks.
Oh,
I think the hardest part in shitting in the woods is opening someone's back car door.
honestly, the hardest part when I'm shitting outside is my dick.
There you go. Yeah.
Wow,
Speaking of which,
wow,
Adam,
wow.
Adam, I know. Like, tell me the Viagra joke you heard, please.
Oh yeah, I wanna
Again.
hear.
It was like
this was
it's a perfect joke.
No, this is me repeating a comedian that I saw. I wish it was like just a nobody comedian.
So maybe we'll try to find it and cite it for this. But
Okay.
it's worth getting out here.
I was
again.
expecting. Okay, so basically, listeners, I was throwing through Instagram and this comedian pops up, and I'm gonna. He goes, "My friend sent this awful prank on me. What they did, and they let me know about it, but I kind of like spaced it out. But they put 4 Viagras in my TikTok thing, or in my Tic Tac container. So he's like, I'm sitting there, do my first day at work. I'm a lifeguard at a kid's pool."
Oh my gosh, you didn't mention
And
the
I'm
job first.
and I'm sitting there, and I have the largest erection I've ever had while I'm trying to be a lifeguard at a kiddie pool. And I'm like, oh my God, am I gonna OD on these Tic Tacs that I consume? So he goes running back because he's like, I need to know how many I took, right? So he opens it up and he's like, did I take 1? And he looks, he's like, worst case scenario, all 4 of those Viagras were still in the container.
What? Oh my gosh.
That's a perfect joke.
So
We got to find the comedian, and then I'll try to put it on the
was-
YouTube. But go see there. But
Yeah.
Horrifying.
That was super funny,
Yeah.
man. And honestly,
we're no different than people on TikTok that just mouth what a comedian says, and they're just like, I thought of it. So we just did that. Really long form, but that was a great joke.
It is. It was great.
I was sitting there like, I think no one expected.
I
That was a
didn't.
perfect
I was
fucking joke.
yeah.
So I stumbled across something. Let me know if you've heard of this. But have you heard of London's smallest statue?
No, but I feel like this is still an erection joke.
I see what you did there.
That's little Ben, not Big Ben.
Yeah.
Fucking on fire. All right, so London's smallest statue. It's titled "Two Mice Eating Cheese." All right, and it commemorates the death of 2 workmen who, in 1862, fell from scaffolding while arguing over a missing sandwich. Actually, why don't you Google 2 mice eating cheese so you can see the picture while I'm saying it.
Yeah, flash it up for the listeners.
I'll put it on the YouTube. Okay, so some of them say that one worker might have even pushed the other one, but basically they were arguing over a missing sandwich. Either way, it resulted in death, and it was discovered later that a mouse had actually taken the sandwich. So,
I mean, who would discover that then?
Well, that's the thing. So the statue is of 2 mice fighting over a piece of cheese, which it feels like an appropriate dose of British humor to me. But it kind of also feels like the rich poking fun at the working class. Rich building. What happened today to 2 workmen fighting over a sandwich?
Oh, actually, that is interesting.
But it's a very small. It's a small thing.
I dig it. It's
kind
of cool.
It was funny, but then I did get mad because I'm like, dude, imagine if that was your dad and he died.
I know. It's like they trolled my dad.
Yeah. Like, oh, look at this. He fucking died here fighting over some food. No, I don't know. And it reminded me of do you remember that it was an old thing called A Modest Proposal?
Oh, would they eat the poor?
So in A Modest Proposal, this was earlier, but it's
that's like a jest, right?
Yeah, it's a juvenile satirical essay written and published anonymously before this happened, but by Jonathan Swift in 1729. The essay suggests that the impoverished Irish might ease their economic troubles by selling their children to the rich as food.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I fell down like the rabbit hole there.
Yeah,
but
that's a little dark.
That's London's smallest statue. I guess probably officially.
That guy read it like as like a sarcastic concept towards like, this is essentially what we're doing anyway.
But you know what?
I love the title. I have a modest proposal. Follow me here. Let's eat the poor.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I could see it because when you're really, really hungry.
Oh yeah, you take my sandwich. I'm on the roof.
Well, I think that's more than hangry. That's a pride, and that's not the first time. Those weren't buddies, and then
they were brothers.
I like to think the mouse knew exactly what he was doing.
Yeah, good.
Like all you need is a little push.
Yeah.
You know?
They cause helter skelter.
Well, I mentioned the prank earlier, but I gotta at least say I like watching prank videos. I love them, right? But I'm curious, what is the worst prank you guys have ever endured?
Prank on me?
Yeah.
I'd probably have to think about it for a little bit.
How about the worst prank that you've ever done then?
Poke holes in the condom. No, I got kids. I'm kidding. I don't use condoms.
That cream pie till I die.
Yikes.
We try to prank the kids all the time. Lindsay loves pranks out of nowhere.
Really?
This like person you would think would be not into it.
Yeah.
She gets all into like April Fool's Day. Like she put toothpaste in Oreos. I was trying to think of the other one. Like, Quinn fucking pranked us by he took shampoo and he filled it with ranch. But the problem was it wasn't completely out of shampoo. And so for about a month, I'm like, my hair is greasy as shit.
It smelled delicious.
Yeah. And then about a month later, he goes,
That's awesome.
oh, I put ranch in there.
I think that, we did one where there was like a spider and a piece of ice, and then but he drank the whole thing and ate that.
I
hate the spider.
He just, he's not the kind of guy that's concerned about that kind of stuff.
Well, the reason why I'm asking is because listener K wrote in. Okay. And this is about a prank. I guess it's kind of about as bad as you can get. But a 45-year-old man in India had to undergo a 2.5-hour surgery because of his friends did this super fucking funny prank on him when he was passed out.
It sounds hilarious.
Yeah. So, do you want to know what the prank was?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. So I thought you'd never ask. They pranked the fuck out of him by jamming a drinking glass up his ass, and he had to get it surgically extracted.
This guy was not asleep.
Yeah.
This guy was drunk or he slipped at a bar.
I mean, I'm being facetious, but it's like, dude, what kind of fucking people are you hanging out with?
I know.
Yeah,
I thought you were going to say that they super glued his dick to his leg or something.
Yeah. That's
don't
also
know.
pretty awful. That's still sexual assault. What are you talking about?
He
dude?
100% did this to himself.
Yeah,
Yeah, he slipped and fell.
No, or just did it to himself. He's like,
It's a-
my friends.
Do you remember that chick that put the we talked about her, like there was that calcified that she put that like glass up in her urethra and it was in her bladder?
Yeah, it was
Remember?
it was a shot glass.
I know.
Yeah. And it the calicus tooth thing where it like forms around it where it's like looks like it's half grown into a
Calculus?
tree.
Yeah.
But just with a piston.
Yeah, exactly. Well, the X-ray looks pretty similar to that, where they had the dude's ass like just a fucking. I didn't even think about it. That it's like
Yeah, my friends.
Yeah.
Here's my real question.
Well, that makes more sense because it was a 45-year-old man. Because it's like, dude, that's like some weird shit. I don't know that like a 20-year-old would do or something.
Yeah.
Can I ask real question? I haven't seen the X-ray. Was the glass mouth up or mouth down?
Mouth down.
So mouth down.
So
he pushed the shit up too.
It
didn't like fill
cup
the
around.
Yeah, it didn't like ice core it.
Well, no, yeah, dude. Like you have to like be careful who you drink around, listeners. Like I mean, like
this guy was drinking alone.
Yeah, anytime that you drink around me and I want to prank you with shoving something up your ass, I'm always polite enough to put a leash on it. You know what I mean? Like I want you to be able to
come
retrieve.
along?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I want you to be able to retrieve it.
It was 1,000,001 shot, Doc.
All right, you weren't here last week, but I introduced a new game.
Okay.
Right? Okay, so
The celebrity game.
it's the same format we normally do, but I have a celebrity, something a crazy celebrity did, and I'll give you 3 celebrities.
Who
and you
possibly
guess.
did it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you
Okay.
try
I
to
get
guess
to-
which one.
I want to try to guess first.
I was going to say, you get bonus points if you just know off the
Yeah.
bat. You win nothing.
Amber Heard.
Right. Damn
What?
it!
That was mine.
All right, so, and feel free to obviously play along. This celebrity requested a $2 million humidifier to protect vocal cords during a 3-year residency at the Caesar Palace in Las Vegas, starting in 2002.
Celine Dion.
Okay.
Wow, that is a really good guess.
Well, my heart will go on.
Yeah. Right.
I'll say.
I mean, I have names you can guess from.
Okay, go ahead.
Celine Dion is on here,
Duh.
but Celine Dion, Barbara Streisand, Donny Osmond.
Oh, that's hard because they all seem like they would.
They're all performers here.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
I guess
like
I'll say Barbara.
That's who
Barbara Streisand.
Okay, so
He's excited because that means it's Donny Osmond.
Yeah, I know.
so what are your?
okay, I
going
changed
number
to
one.
Donnie.
I'm going to go to no. Stick with the original. I'm going to go number 1. You're number 2, and it's number 3.
It's Celine Dion.
Is it?
Oh, and you just knew that.
I got bonus points. All of my usernames are all Celine Dion fan number 1, 69420.
But when when I was writing that and I ran it by Lindsay, she immediately went to like, I guess she had health problems I didn't know about. But I mean, it's like, dude, a $200 humidifier is gonna do the same thing.
Yeah,
Then,
it's true.
but a $2 million one.
I didn't even know there was a $2
I mean,
million
she didn't fucking
one.
pay for it. It's just in her contract, I'm sure. You know,
That's true. I'm saying like, what do you think it does to you?
I'm assuming she just sits there while she's sleeping. It doesn't dry her out, right?
Oh, it keeps her moist everywhere.
You know
I
how
hope so.
when
Yeah.
you age, you get drier. So
No,
No, I don't know.
not in this climate.
Yeah, seriously.
all right, what's the other one then?
My-
You want to hear both?
yeah,
Yeah.
I
You're
both.
just
Okay.
mad because I got the bonus.
Yeah,
right.
I am mad.
All right, so here we go. All right. This celebrity was one of several prominent figures to have participated in sexual activities with a minor later identified as Virginia Giuffre, who was allegedly trafficked for sex by Epstein.
Wait.
Gary Busey.
No, but he's made the news recently. So one of the people that Epstein like helped fuck.
Yeah, that the Virginia Giuffre apparently had sex with.
Isn't it Prince Andrew?
Yeah.
Okay, you ready for the guesses?
Yeah.
So we got Bill Clinton, Stephen Hawking, Prince Andrew.
Prince Andrew.
Prince Andrew?
Yeah, but also isn't there a video or a picture of her of old Bill getting a back massage or something like that? I'm gonna go with Prince Andrew because that was my first guess.
Either one you would have guessed, you'd have been right. So, yeah.
All three of them?
Yeah, Stephen Hawking. Guess they had a ramp on that plane.
I feel.
Wait, are you joking?
No. According to the internet,
I'm
this was on
disappointed in him.
I looked up the list.
Huh.
I can't believe that he's on that list.
What, Bill?
No.
That's
Of
what's
course
weird.
Bill.
Is like, can you believe Bill was on it? Yeah, that's
Yes,
not a
I
stretch
totally
of the
believe
imagination
that.
at all.
So all three?
All three, apparently. But, obviously that none of it happened.
Yeah.
Never happened, guys.
Of course, yeah. That's why they won't release the list. How many times have you been tricked by a dream?
Many times. I've had a few dreams where you wake up, you start getting ready for the day, and then you wake up again, you're like, again?
I know, me too. I hate that.
I know I've had those like last seconds of like, oh my God, that's not a real toilet.
Yeah. The best crunch ever is the crunch. You crunch out of the Matrix. You're like, ah!
Now, I want you to imagine, because, if you sit there like, because I'm assuming if you got to like rock a piss pretty bad, your body just like, you need to find a toilet. And your brain, you're like, yes,
toilet.
Find the toilet.
Yeah.
Right? Now, I want you to replace toilet, right? Dreaming of a toilet, peeing in the toilet. I want you to replace toilet with goat. I want you to replace bed pissing with chopping your genitalia off.
I have
No.
this later.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay,
I got
am I
it too.
wrecking it for you?
No.
Okay,
I was I'm sitting here like, I know where he's going.
Okay, so this happened to a 42-year-old man in Ghana.
Okay, these 40-year-old men
I
are
know.
not having good times.
Well,
across the
I am
world.
also 42, so this is why it's really hitting home for me. While he was dreaming about slaughtering a goat, he woke up to sharp pains in his scrotum.
We have very different dreams,
Yeah.
some people from Ghana.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What does Freud say about this?
Freud would be like, you obviously live
Wanna
in
fuck
Ghana.
your mom.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he woke up with knife in hand, slicing off his junk.
Woo!
Yikes.
Yeah.
That's 1,000,000 to 1 shot, Doc.
Yeah. I'm not.
That's a nocturnal reduction. So, like,
Yeah.
I like that
Ugh.
one. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was good. I don't have a ton of like goat slaughtering dreams, right? But I may start wearing like those like mitts that they put on like babies.
Yeah.
To make them stop scratching themselves.
Is zip
Yeah.
up in a sleeping bag?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Just to make sure I don't have any night sleep slaughters or
I
whatever.
kind of don't believe this guy because I'm telling, like, what part of cutting a goat up involves
I don't
that
know, dude.
grasping?
I'm imagining when I picture it, I kind of pictured him like straddling the goat, lifting the chin up, and then slicing the throat.
This guy's got a
And
hog,
that's-
then.
Well, he's in Ghana.
That's true.
So, anyway.
He chose big penis, not
So
money.
so the BBC
Huh.
quoted him in their article.
Do you think they'll ever change? They must talk about it.
I bet you they don't.
They quoted him in the article, and I feel like they kind of did him a little dirty here, right? Because they didn't.
How
even, like,
could they possibly do him any dirty than he did himself?
Well, no, it's like they didn't even like kind of correct his grammar. So I've just got to at least just say it the way they quoted it. I no remember how I got the knife. Even me, confused.
Okay.
That's a quote. Yeah.
I don't know what that means.
So his wife, he says he doesn't remember how he even got the knife in his hand, but he just woke up to it. He's confused. He started cutting his shit off.
She fucking Inception Lorena bopped it.
Yeah.
Bobbed him.
Yeah.
That's funny.
I mean, they really
So-
got his goat on this one.
All right.
So I got more. I don't know.
So his wife rushed in and they found him, and I quote, sitting on a chamber pot full of blood, penis in his hand. Okay. The next lines of the article seem a bit conflicting though, because to prevent him from losing his manhood, right? That's a quote. She handed his husband a diaper, and then took him off to a nearby hospital for treatment.
They have a chamber pot?
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't have plumbing, dude. It's in Ghana.
Yeah, then that dick
Because
is
she
gone.
still needed that dick part, though.
Well, no. So I don't know what else did you have on that? Because I can keep going with this.
No, I was just I have some puns about no more kidding. around.
Whatever floats your goat.
I did have, it said, according to sleepwalking.org, up to 4% of adults are thought to experience sleepwalking, and episodes can last anywhere from a few seconds to a half hour. And despite its name, sleepwalking is not limited to walking. You can run, you can jump.
Yeah.
And actually, what it did remind me of, I go into the little story of when Quinn was younger.
Okay.
But my son, he would sleepwalk. I found him in the closet one time rolling around. But you don't know you know this, but you know what the sound of piss hitting wood is?
Yes.
Because when I heard it, I immediately was like, someone's pissing on the stairs. And I was like, someone broke in and is pissing on the stairs.
That makes the most sense.
The ultimate disrespect.
Well, it's like, because what else? You know, you're not used to a little kid. But I get to the bottom of the stairs, and there's just pee arcing out of the darkness into the light, hitting the wood and like aerating. And it was like slow, you just react. And so I just ran up through the pee because I had like a diagonal piss line across my shirt. But then like as I'm running up, it's like bum, 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 bum. And I could see he's like reaching his little hand out in my brain. I'm like, oh fuck, he's asleep because he's peeing through the baby gate. And I kind of like grabbed his hand, and like he was like waking up, and he was kind of confused looking. And I just was like, I gotcha. And he's what? I'm like, I got you. I thought you were falling. That's why I ran up here so furiously. It's because I thought you were falling.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, okay. I'm like, you done peeing? He's like, yeah. I'm like, all right.
Is that your revisionist?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
all right, go back to bed, buddy. And he just went to bed, and then I just cleaned all the pee up.
I'll be cleaning piss up for a while.
I know.
Yeah.
I feel like 4% is like a really low number for what it actually is.
Well, no, because they don't like what Jake was saying. They don't just limit it to just like sleepwalking and whatnot.
I know. I sit up and have weird active dreams sometimes. I don't know if that counts.
No, they can, like a lot of people said would move furniture.
Sure.
Or there's something called sexomnia.
Oh,
Which
yeah,
is like,
yeah.
you know, like where you start banging. And,
I wish I just
sexual
like
behavior.
clean the house while I did it. What a great
I know, you could wake
screensaver
up.
that would be
Yeah.
for my brain. Like,
That's funny.
I'm tired,
How
but
do I sleep? Do my taxes?
oh my god,
No, but like urinating in inappropriate places, like you were just saying. And
I had
this,
a couple friends that would do that. Drinking was involved, but one like peed in a clock.
okay.
Big Ben?
No, it was like a
That's
grandfather
Trying
clock.
to stop Vecna.
And right, yeah. I guess it kind of looks like a urinal.
Yeah.
That's
Or he's
funny
just
to
a
Stranger
dick.
Things people. So it made me actually think about this time. I've actually only done this one time that I know of.
Pee
Yeah.
while you sleep.
And I was hanging out with listener M, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and this is years and years and years ago. And she said that she was all of a sudden like, she woke up to the sound of piss. And so I was passed out in her brother's room, and I guess had slept walk over and then started just pissing at the top or bottom of her stairs. But I kind of like remember waking up to this, but I just remember I had my hand, I was like balancing.
Bracing yourself?
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
but I was like kneeling, but I was like bracing, but just pissing through my pants still, like not even dick out.
Yeah.
And then she's like, Riley, what the fuck are you doing? And I just remember I go, don't tell Rose. That's her mom.
This is the best I can do right now. This is the most polite I can be. So, believe it or not, this is me being extremely polite.
Yeah, I felt awful. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like then you got to sleep in piss pants.
Yeah.
Piss pants or coffee pants?
I bet
God, full circle.
Yeah.
I bet I can tell you a story about a guy who probably feels more stupid than you.
Okay.
All right, so this was a man in Georgia angry about fries being cold, called the cops after being offered a refund. So he wanted a cash payout because I guess he bought it on like a card, and it would take a little while to get the money back. He threw the food at the owner. He made a big fucking scene. Enough that the owner called the cops too. And you can, if you want a treat, you can YouTube and you can watch the whole like first person police video. But it seems that this guy completely forgot that he had a fucking murder charge out on him. And so, and he gave this cop his name, and you could see the cop go back in the car, and he punched the name in, and it's like, alert, armed and dangerous criminal, alert, just like, and the cop's part played it perfectly. Got backup coming. He had like a form where he walked
Those
out like,
fries, huh, bud?
Yeah.
I got to fill this out. And by the end, after like 6 cops had showed up, and they were all playing it cool, like, yeah, okay, we got to fill out this form for this complaint. We just need you to come to the back of the car and sign this paper. And then he like got all cagey. It's like, am I under arrest or something? They go, no, just come on back here. Sign this paper. And then he wouldn't, so he started walking like, come on, sign this. And he goes, am I under arrest? He goes, yeah, you're under arrest. They went to get him. Then the cop fell down as he was, I mean, they got
It
him.
seems like Reno 911.
Yeah, but
It does, yeah.
Over just the fries were cold.
Well,
and
I
he was
mean-
even being offered a refund. It was
And
just,
honestly,
And
like,
now he's got to have prison food.
well, that
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, like pick and choose your
Cockroach
battles,
milk.
man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pick and choose your battles. I don't fucking get it. Like
Yeah.
it's definitely not worth it.
No, and it was pretty funny. I think he had like an ankle bracelet on too. It was just like, I don't know, maybe he just had to get to jail somehow, and that was the best he could think of.
Yeah.
But
I saw a joke recently I have to repeat to you guys.
Okay.
What's long and hard and has cum in the middle?
you told me this answer. I cannot remember tall women. I don't know.
Cucumber.
There it is.
No?
Nah.
Whatever.
Incumbent. I don't know.
Yeah, incumbent.
Oh, I did see a good idea. You know when you see a good idea and you're like, why isn't that everywhere?
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so this is like great idea of the week for me. Apparently in Finland, this is back in 2002. In Finland, the cost of a speeding ticket is determined by your income. So in 2002, a Nokia executive got a ticket for $103,000
I think
for going
I remember,
45 and a 30.
I think I kind of remember that, and I sort of get it because it's
Yeah.
like, you know, if you're like, if you have fuck you money, you
Yeah.
know, and you're like, whatever, you
Well,
know.
it's kind of the same concept of like just take a percentage, you know, a proportional, because we should all like,
yeah, if I got a ticket, they'd be
$100
like, we're gonna
Yeah.
give you money.
yeah, if I had fuck you money, it'd be like, so I can just pay to speed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless you take my license.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I thought that was a good idea. I think that should be more in society because it's like the idea is this should affect you as much as it affects the next person.
Yeah, of course.
My speeding ticket would be like 38 cents.
Yeah, no, like they'd just pay me if I was speeding.
Oh yeah.
That's
and non-essential podcast dollars.
Yeah.
which is
They're like
worthless.
Shroot bucks or something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought that was a good idea.
You know, you were talking about that show, How to Make a Sex Room or whatever.
Yeah. What a
How's
on,
that
on
going?
Netflix. Well, someone put it on at the shop.
Is
and
it
a
a
lot-
series or is it just a movie?
It's like episodes.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
okay. Is it like home makeover?
So I just like a quick description. It seemed like one of those shows, yeah, like an HGTV. You know when you had a fine kitchen and they're like, this is a pile of shit. You got to go spend 30 grand at
Yeah.
home. That's what they're trying to do.
Sure.
But with a sex room. And it's weird because the lady they bring in, it's always like an older British lady. You know, all the sex therapists.
Yeah.
She's not that old, but she's like, you should try butt plugs.
Yeah, you can't bring in like the guy with the weird comb over and the thin mustache.
Yeah.
Going, you need
more windows.
You need more butt plugs.
But yeah, she'd come in and she would suggest like unrealistic things like, what about like a secret room behind like a bookshelf? And I'm just like, and they have kids. It's like, you're forgetting what it's like to snoop,
Yeah.
you know? And if you find that secret sex room, you think like there's got to be like treasure in here. It's just therapy.
Yeah.
Like you're just going to find the bedrock of marriage in that
Yeah.
room, hopefully. Or there was one fucking episode where it was two lesbians and they were living in a bus. And I got to say, they got to stop trying to make living in a bus sound
I
like
know.
a choice where they're like, oh, we
so
outfitted
happy.
our bus
Yeah.
because we rejected the idea of home. You're homeless. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be mean
Yeah.
here, but you're homeless.
Well, no,
I'm
I
glad
mean-
you're having fun.
I mean, I get
Yeah.
it, but like nowadays, it's probably cheaper to have a mortgage and pay for gas to drive that fucking thing around.
Thank you.
You know.
But they were like, you live in a bus and you have the audacity to need a place to have sex. And so they tried to fix it. And their solution was, we're going to build a deck on top of your bus without reinforcing the sides, as far as I could tell.
I definitely misunderstood upper
Yeah.
deckers.
Yeah. And it was great, too, because you had to watch these, like, two lesbians at the end kind of pretend to be excited about the idea being pitched. Like, yeah, I can't wait to have sex on top of the bus in nature.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah. What if they just like? I don't know what they're expecting though. Like, pull a trailer behind,
Right?
You know, it's
That
like-
at least would be some. I was making the joke, like, do you want to build me a sex room? You buy me some nice new pillowcases and a high thread count sheet.
Yeah.
Done.
I just want my house to look like Quagmire's, where every single thing
yeah.
turns into
Like
a
a
bed.
button.
Yeah.
Or what
Yeah.
about, those like shelves with the hidden shotgun that drops out, but just, a dildo
I mean,
instead.
but
You
I,
can still use it for home defense.
but I feel like that's like kind of taking the fun out of it too. Like instead of being like, you know, because no one's like, oh, hello, would you like to come to my sex room? It's you're just you're kind of going at it a little bit, and you're like, hey, would you like to stop the pace of this and go somewhere less comfortable?
Right?
You know, it's like,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like that seems just a little bit too like planned. You know,
Yeah.
it's like.
Like you're a serial killer.
Well, not yeah. Well, it's like
yeah, big time. I don't ever see it going well. I'll be like, hey, do you want to go to the sex room? She's
Yeah.
like,
no.
what?
Yeah, it's like,
It's like-
I mean, granted, like I feel like
We call it a man cave.
Yeah, it just feels a little bit like less naughty. You know, if you have this like plotted out thing you did a bunch of drywall in, you know, like anchored like sex swing bolts versus just stuffing their head in a pillow. And
Dude, I hope you have like the
couch.
paper you pull over the chair at the gynecologist office. Like, all right, hop on up here, have a seat.
Just wipe it down when you're done, bud. It's a timeshare.
Like, glad we could squeeze you in so you could squeeze me in. But.
Or having like a pegboard with like all.
Oh, come on,
like,
pegboard!
I don't want to hear about that.
Oh, okay.
Why has no one done anything with pegboard yet? That's brilliant.
God.
Good job, Renee.
So anyway, do you guys have like that? You know, I've heard the jokes of like, okay, if I die an untimely death, sneak into my house.
Delete your browser history.
Delete my browser history, and there's a black like container in the top of my shelf.
Certain spot.
Yeah.
I have like 3 people I have to do this for.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
And it's one of those like I don't want to know, but if I get there and it's like a kid porn server, I'm rolling on you. I'm not doing it for you.
Well, you don't plug it in; you just fucking delete it.
Everything else, I'll throw it in your neighbor's yard. I guess.
You're like, ew, Tom, ew.
Yeah.
Well, not everybody has like that close friend that they can trust to come do that, right?
So there's a service I'm taking it.
There's a service you're taking it.
It's called fire.
His name is Bill. You like a dead man switch?
No, it's like, every day you have to push this button or the house starts on fire.
Your heartbeat is just Bluetooth to the like
what a terrible idea, Russia.
Yeah, exactly. So, but there's a guy you can hire. His name is Bill Edgar, and he's a man who is what he's calling it is. I'm trying to think.
This is a great business idea.
It
is going where I'm thinking.
Well, he's carrying out the final wishes of his clients.
Unless it's like kill my wife.
Well, sorta. How about cockblock my wife? Because this is how his first time.
Oh yeah.
Because he was a private investigator, right? And he was paid his first job he ever did. He was paid $10,000 by this dying man to go in, crash his wedding, and basically stop his friend from trying to fuck his wife. Because I guess this dude was just always trying to bang his wife.
This is not a friend.
No, thank you, exactly. And what it actually made me think of, and like the quick little segue, but like it made me think
call
of
me the vulture.
It made me think of this joke where this guy, he's telling his son, he's like, I have terminal cancer. I'm going to be passing away. I'd like to have kind of like a living wake, to say goodbye to all my friends. He's like, okay, Dad, like that's a good idea. So at the living wake, he says to his friends, he goes, no one really knows this, but I'm very, very sick. And I'm going to be dying very soon. And I have, late stage AIDS. And I don't have long to live. Son's kind of confused, and he says later on, he goes, Dad, why do you have cancer? Why do you say you have AIDS? He goes, I don't want anyone fucking your mom after I die.
Dude, that's the Charlie Sheen.
Yeah.
Charlie Sheen did that when everybody was getting Me Too'd. And right when about 38 women were like, me, he's like, I have AIDS. And they were just like, never mind.
Guess you'll be shutting the fuck up. So anyway, so the reason why I'm mentioning this is because, and I'm just going to read some quotes here. So I went and I met this bloke. He's 88 years of age. That age is somehow like intense for this story.
Yes.
Right? So this guy is 88 years old, and I said to him, "What's your concern?" He said, "I have sex toys at my house. I have 3 sons, and who are on their way to my house to clean it up because they know I'm not going to be home." Right? Because he's
apparently we all have sex toys because we all have glasses, like that one guy.
And the guy's like, He goes, okay, it's sex toys, no big deal. The guy says, no. This 88-year-old man goes, no, it's a sex dungeon.
All right.
Right?
We had to do a whole reno on this house.
Exactly. So he gave me instructions, gave me the key, told me where everything was, and I go to this place, into this secret room, and I'm telling you, it was the most immaculate, pristine, beautiful room anybody could ever go into.
Right? Sounds interesting.
Mm-hmm.
He goes, yes, it was a sex dungeon, but it was so well done and so nice, you didn't feel uncomfortable. It was just weird.
This is how he gets people in his sex room.
Like, well, this 88-year-old man, this is Pop. You know what I mean? Like, this is your grandpa, right? He goes, and now, granted, it did say that the man's wife died when he was like 50. Sure. So for like the last 38 years.
So he killed her when she was 50.
He's having
Fresh
a fucking
blood.
time of his life. And so he goes, "This I had to keep this quote in here, but it said you wouldn't have known that they were all sex toys or anything because they looked like a lamp or things hanging on the wall,
Or glasses.
It's just a bop it.
because
The shake weight.
they might have handcuffs, but at the same time they're nicely done with flowers or something. So it took me a good 2.5 or 3 hours, to keep going back and forth to get rid of all this guy's stuff. He took it and out to his farm and was incinerating it, and rightly so because the guy he couldn't get home.
It's like
he goes,
ghosts coming out like whoa.
yeah. He goes, he also had to film it, to make sure that the customer was happy that he got rid of it all, and the kids weren't going to find
So
it.
the guy didn't die yet.
He didn't die, but it was one of those things.
This
imagine,
is
Like, bring me back my flower
This is risky
handcuffs.
because this guy's like, okay, I get on the sex dungeon, and you just hear like the distinct noise of a latch, just click,
oh yeah, surprise!
and then it's over the intercom like,
Here's the pegboard.
welcome. Yeah. I want to welcome you to my to your death.
I want to
Yeah.
play a game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm assuming like he was in hospice or something like that, and like hired him to go do this. But
You're like getting hospiced on. So
all right, all right. So I wrote my own "Would you rather." I'm kind of curious what you guys will come
Oh
up with.
my.
those are the best ones.
We'll
Okay.
judge afterwards.
Okay.
All
Okay,
right.
so, and listeners, if you give me feedback, I want to hear which ones you would agree with. And I think a good would you rather is no great outcome.
Yeah, you gotta find the
Exactly,
line. If there's a
exactly.
clear choice, that's not fun.
Yeah. So, would you rather star in the remake of Two Girls, One Cup and have it go viral again?
Which one's the star?
The chocolate star, the brown
right.
star,
The cup.
or have to register as a sex offender for life.
Oh my
Falsely
god.
accused, but nonetheless, either way.
I think I would have a bad day.
I guess me too.
I had a bad day with the cup.
Yeah.
It's just because it's like having
But
two
hold
girls,
on.
one cup.
But
worth
you
of
can't. You have to seemingly enjoy it the entire time too. Be really into it.
To me, this is like
Almost like found footage. Like
Yeah.
you weren't paid to do it. Like you're doing it for fun. This is in your sex dungeon,
this is like
and it got leaked.
this is like
and then you
shooting your foot with a gun once, or like paper cutting the webbing between your toe every day for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I think I just shoot my foot,
Yeah. Me too.
and I deal with that for the month of trauma. And honestly, at the end, like 2-3 months out,
And with your name in the title too. So every time they Google,
Okay, you keep adding
no,
stuff.
I'm just saying.
2-3 months out, I can be like,
I'm trying to get you guys to be sex offenders.
oh,
We
people
can't
know
tell.
I did this too.
Yeah, it says Jake Bussey.
Fuck.
It says Jake Bussey, Renee Wright.
Your mom would be like,
Yeah, so if someone Googles you, that is like the second or third or first video that pops up.
What kind of sex offender am I? Because that's basically being a sex offender. I don't know. Honestly, in this shock culture outrage, I'm still going cup.
yeah, me too.
All right,
And
all right.
you know what's brilliant about that? Like, so with Quinn, like I know because we lock his phone down. My son's 11 and it's like all it's gonna take is one kid without their phone locked down, and I want to know what they know. So I've been like doing it cryptically. Like I was like, hey, look at those two girls only have one cup. And then I'll just like watch his eyes to see if he gets all cagey.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the same concept as in Big Daddy with Adam Sandler. He goes, you guys like rum? The little kid's like, Rumpelstiltskin? He's like,
Yeah.
Rumpelstiltskin. He's
Yeah.
a good man. Yeah, Rumpelstiltskin.
Yeah, so I'm going.
You.
What would you rather do?
I'm probably going to just do the shit.
Yeah,
I just don't, yeah. Although, granted, like, I mean, I'm always hanging brain anyway, so it's like I've done it so many times. That in
It's
itself
a miracle.
That in itself is
I live across from an elementary school too. I'd have to move,
I know you would.
and I'd definitely eat a cup of shit. I hate moving. Moving is just a metaphorical term of eating a cup of shit. It's
I know it's a lot of work.
yeah. It says
man.
like what is it? Marriage, then marriage, death, then eating a cup of shit. Most stressful events in life. So,
Don't forget April 15th. That's pretty stressful too.
yeah, that's like a shot glass in the
In
the
butthole.
bladder.
Yeah, in the bladder. Yeah.
Ugh. So So you see Emmett Bailey won?
Yeah.
The mullet kid?
Mullet boy.
from
Yes.
Wisconsin?
Mullet
Yeah.
boy. Like I said,
I never knew there was a mullet competition.
I guess
until
2
that.
people from Wisconsin won. Like, he was in second place and he rocketed to first.
I
and
said it last time, but I'm going to say it again. I'm still not fully convinced that those kids don't even know that they're like I don't.
Yeah,
I
there's
don't get it.
yeah.
Well, Renee wasn't here last week, but his interview was great because they're like, what would you do if you win the money? Without missing a beat, he just goes, buy a go-kart.
Well,
And his dad was
That's on
like,
par.
if that gets his racing career going, then that's what we're going to do. And just,
Life's
he
a garden. Dig it.
yeah.
He comes from a whole family of racists, actually.
Yeah, it just looked like little Joe Dirt, though.
He did. He did look
That's
like
why
a
mom named him Nunamaker.
Yeah.
All right, well, I'm getting rid of just what I have left here. Did you see we're going back to the moon this week? Not people yet.
Is it okay? Is it just like rovers?
Well, so we're not landing yet because basically we plan on going back there a lot more. But I believe it's the Artemis mission. It's the tallest rocket ever constructed. I think it's 322 feet, and it's basically going to go to the moon. It's going to stay in lunar orbit for about a month and then come back. I think just proving. I'm sure it has like living pods. Make sure nothing goes wrong.
Okay. What's the end goal there?
Yeah.
Well, there's lots.
Because I mean, I know that we've talked about how they want to use your astronaut piss to make concrete, like on the moon.
But I feel
and
like
they're
if countries are gonna fight, be like, that's my moon
I mean,
property.
we'll definitely divvy it up, but I mean, I always thought like they house all the deadliest viruses in the world in that place in Sweden and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Then the moon probably a better spot for that.
Yeah.
Or there's also like that excellent movie Moon, but I think it's the surface of the moon has enough energy somehow stored in the actual topsoil.
Yeah.
Oxygen. It has enough oxygen for like 100,000 people for like 1,000 years. So it's like there's resources there, even though it doesn't look like it. And I think they even think there might be water in certain craters.
I still think about the fact that you said that there are dinosaur bones on the moon.
Yeah, that's a strange. I mean, they probably wouldn't be in bone shape, but just from the impact of the
asteroid
back that
they
wiped them out.
found dinosaurs.
No.
They would
Oh.
like Jake. I remember.
Yeah.
I think it was like a year or two ago. Jake said like a random fact that he knows is that based off of like the impact and the velocity or whatever.
Oh, so when it hit Earth, it like
It
the blowback.
catapulted, yeah.
Yeah.
that
Okay.
there's- Yeah.
Essentially, that's kind of that's the theory of, I think it's called panspermia, where it's like just
Hell yeah.
like there was a planet with life on it, and we know like tardigrades, the water bears can live out there. It's the idea that like a meteor could send material up and it could float frozen forever and then eventually come down.
Panspermia sounds like the worst way to make breakfast.
Yeah, it sounds like what salmon do, just fertilize eggs.
Oh yeah.
Just there you go. Oh,
spray it.
panspermia. Got it.
Well, speaking of salmon, what about
Say once. So you just reminded me of something.
Catfish.
catfish? I've
Oh,
got
there you go.
catfish for you.
Real quick before Joel reminded me of something that I had forgotten about. But do you remember the Magic School Bus?
Yes.
Oh, were they? Yeah,
it's
yeah.
also on Netflix.
Do you remember the episode where the
salmon.
school bus, all the kids got turned into salmon, and
Yeah.
then the school bus got turned into a male salmon and just sprayed all the kids?
no.
That's how you.
That's how they learn how to fertilize eggs.
That's how you
Wow.
register as a sex offender.
Yeah.
Now they have to move away from the school bus.
Yeah, that teacher seems like she'd be in the first 2 Girls 1 Cup. These crazy pants. Go, catfish.
Okay, so Renee,
Yes.
please explain what a catfish is.
A catfish is when basically it's 2 truths and a lie, but it's when you really hope that it was all the truths,
Yeah, that's true. I'll give you that.
but you were let down that 2 of them were a lie.
Sure. All right. So you didn't want to do that. There
No.
once was a
Yeah.
man named Jacob. Okay,
Yeah.
so I want you to see if you
I'll have
can.
to make it into a jingle or something.
We should just honestly
Yeah.
record like a sound intro that we
Yeah.
could be like, hit the button.
I want you guys to see if you can guess the theme. Listeners, see if you can guess the theme here. So, number 1, a woman falls asleep while using a vibrator and is treated for thermal contact burns.
Okay.
Number 2, man uses adhesive instead of condom, dies of multiple organ failures.
He died?
Yes.
Okay.
Number 3, hazing charges and herpes discharges. Accusations arise after applicants forced to use communal sex toy.
I was
The-
going to go with adhesive.
The theme
but-
is toxic shock, I think.
Unsafe sex.
Okay. So I have questions. Okay, so the second one, the guy with the penis died?
Man uses adhesive instead of condom. He dies of multiple organ failure.
Not like the woman or man he
Yeah.
was having sex with.
Correct.
The man. Okay, so all right. So he cocked that one up. The third one, it was like a shared dildo. What was it? Communal dildo?
It just says hazing charges and herpes discharges. Accusations arise after applicants forced to use communal sex toy.
That does sound like something that
Yeah.
would happen. The first one reminds me of a video where they discovered you can cook a chicken by slapping it enough because like any amount of pressure does provide heat.
Yeah.
So I'm inclined to I'm sitting there like I think you could get burned by this dildo.
And I would assume falls asleep is probably passed out.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, because I was thinking like you'd wake up when it was like
it's a real
the
rookie
burning
move.
sensation.
Fuck.
I'm gonna go number.
But if you're
3.
gonna have a fucking jar or a glass shoved up your ass when you're
Yeah, that's
passed
true.
out,
Why is she in her 40s as well? Does it say?
right?
I mean, honestly, people listen to like brown noise when they go to sleep. What's the difference? Just
Brown noise.
It's white,
white
noise.
noise. There's all sorts of
Brown
noise.
noise makes you shit.
Yeah.
Oh.
Honestly, I think it's the third one, but I
I
want
do too.
to guess the first. Third one does sound like a college hazing fraternity
Yeah.
that did happen, but I'm gonna guess the chicks got a little rabbit burn.
I'm going with number 3.
This happened in August 2021. In a bizarre turn of events, an Indian man died after using epoxy resin in lieu of a condom during intercourse with his former fiancée.
He's reading the Indian newspapers or something because all his materials from India.
Oh, you know what? You're right.
Yeah.
And she should be dead too.
Yeah.
Well, no, okay,
She's an idiot. Hold on. Like, what was so many questions? Did he like?
I know.
He wanted to like.
I've got more.
Okay.
So this is a quote from the
Well,
senior
dipped
police
it in
officer.
wax.
Yeah. Since it did not have any protection, they decided to apply the adhesive on his private parts to ensure that she did not get pregnant. Police further explained the couple regularly carried the adhesive around on their person.
Oh, did he great stuff his dick?
The man and his ex-fiancée were addicted to drugs, and they would often inhale the epoxy adhesive, which they would also mix with something called a whitener, whatever that is. The next day, the man was found lying unconscious near his apartment complex. He was taken home by a friend, but his condition quickly deteriorated. Eventually, his friend had no other option than to take him to the nearby hospital. There, he later died. Police said the epoxy contraceptive caused him to experience multiple organ failure. His family suspects the drug use ultimately led to his death, but they believe he lost consciousness at some point during the evening and eventually that affected his health. And the faux condom only exacerbated the problem.
Gross.
So I just pictured
Yeah.
like he just painted his dick.
Yeah. So
Like
she
a
was.
little mini paint roller.
Yeah. You think he leaves like a little cum trap? Like
That's what. Yeah.
at the end.
Just something like. So she was just huffing glue, huh?
Yee.
All right.
So are
they-
you reading the Indian newspapers? What's going on?
Dude, one of those was sent
How
to
old
me.
was that? How old was that guy?
It didn't. It didn't say actually.
Oh,
Sorry.
okay.
No, the other one was sent in by listener K. So, apparently we all
Conspiracy.
yeah.
I'm trying to think of some kind of Slumdog pun. I can't.
It's just too horrifying.
Yeah. I guess.
I mean,
Yeah. Darwinism.
yeah. Honestly, like pulling out's free.
Yeah.
Dude, those people shit in the streets.
Dude, just go snag a bag out of
know,
that
like-
river. You know what I'm talking about? Like.
I'm sure that dipping his dick in that river is probably even more dangerous.
Yeah,
Okay.
probably. I agree.
The river's
Okay.
Ganges.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So, yuck. All right. Good job, Catfish.
Hey!
It's been episode, what was it? Episode 93. Thank you so much for listening. This coffee-fueled, coffee-driven
Yeah,
episode.
yeah.
And yeah, give us check us out on YouTube.
I know I'm pretty excited about the videos. So
I am too. Although it's it's very hard editing yourself because it's like, I hate your own voice. You don't
Yeah.
know this, but you hate your own face.
yeah,
too.
exactly.
Oh, yeah, it's true.
Yeah, I've realized that I've been in like a perpetual sucking in the whole time too. I'm like, oh.
You've been sucking in? That's a good idea. I think
Yeah.
like a censored bar.
If I
keep-
would have said sucking in,
yeah, I
would've
probably
been-
would have jumped all over.
Yeah.
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 So, all right, my name's Jake. New idea for a condom. We had a lot of sex theme this time.
Yeah.
I guess
Bussy.
I'm Renee. I guess I would just eat the cold fries.
Yeah.
Right.
For real, yeah. Like,
Yeah.
that's the hill he decided to die on.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should go watch that video too.
I'm going to.
going
It's,
to.
it's just the level of stupidity because I don't know. There's a moment like 11 minutes in or so where I think you realize that he realized
That
he
was
might have
really
fucked up here.
That was really stupid.
That's the
Yeah.
moment he realized he
Oh,
fucked up.
definitely, 100%. Killing that person wasn't smart either.
Yeah.
But
And I'm Adam Goat Slaughter Riley.
oh yeah,
So thank you very much,
that
guys.
one I want like a documentary on that.
Cockumentary.
Yeah.
Oh, later, boners.
Bye.
You met me at a very strange time in my life.
She's like, you were asleep, honey. You did it to yourself.
Yeah. That's like, quit hitting yourself. You're hitting yourself.
What, you sleep around knives?
Yeah. I don't know, there was a guy
Here's
here.
what I'm saying. If he had cut her throat, beheading a goat in his dream, you think he'd be free?
There was a guy in Arizona who killed his wife
Yeah, I remember
by
hearing
drowning her, and then he did go free.
I think because he was able to prove, right?
Yeah, that he had sleep.
That's all you have to do is just build your case.
So what you do, it's like you have to do the long con where you're like, I've got sleep
I've
problems.
already done the first part. Lindsay knows it.